So, the fact is, you might be asking yourself, why am I not making the kind of money I want to make as a real estate agent? Or more importantly, why am I failing with the current goals that I have? Now, that's true for everybody that's either not selling a lot of real estate or is doing pretty well, but wants to do a lot better. The real question is, why am I failing as a real estate agent? Why am I not hitting the type of goals that I'm looking to achieve? Welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every single week to help you in growing your real estate business. And that's going to be our topic today is how do I grow my business? Why am I not generating the kind of business that I'm looking for? I'm doing a great job. I represent my clients well. I'm legal, moral, and ethical. I'm doing all the marketing that I can do. Why am I not attracting enough business? Today, we're going to talk a little bit about why that is, and I think it's going to be kind of a big revelation. I think I said revelation. It might even be a revelation. This is something that is brand new in our market. It's called a new revelation, and we're going to talk about what that is because the number one problem for a lot of agents is they're trying to promote their self rather than their service or what it is that they offer, their offer itself. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. Why should I use you? If you start telling me about you, if you start telling me you can negotiate in my best interest, you'll protect me, you're always available, customer service is important to you. If those are the sorts of things that you're saying, nobody wants it. Let me give you an example. Let's go to any other industry in the world. Let's go to insurance agent. Let's go to new construction salesperson. Let's go to a car salesman. Let's go to a financial professional. Do you think any of them would do well if they said, well, I'm going to represent your best interest. I'll make sure that nothing happens that you would get in a lawsuit. I'll unlock the doors for you and I'll negotiate for you. Nobody is going to have an interest in that offer. Can we fix it today? Can I show you what you need to fix so that you can attract a lot more business? Stop talking about all the things that you can do for them and trying to sell yourself rather than your service, or more importantly, the real offer that you have for buyers and sellers to choose you in lieu of all other options. If what you have, like let's say you're a financial advisor, okay? Well, the reason you want to use me as your financial advisor is because I really care about your business and customer service is important. And I always answer the phone and I'll negotiate for you and I'll protect you. I'll make sure you don't make any mistakes and you'll have someone on your side rather than the big bad stock market or the big bad mutual fund market or the big bad 401k market. I'm going to be the one on your team. You ain't using that dude. What are you talking about? Well, I have a new car dealership. I run the most successful Mercedes dealership there is here. And if you go with me as your salesperson, I'm going to represent your best interest and I'm going to negotiate on your behalf. And I'm going to make sure you don't get yourself into a law. What are you talking about? If you sell yachts, if you sell new construction homes, why are you saying these things and then wondering why nobody wants it? Would you want that? If the life insurance salesman came along and said, I'm going to represent you, I'm going to make sure that you're okay, I'm going to help you to fill out the forms, I'm going to keep you out of trouble. What are you talking? How is that an offer that you would think the general public would want that? So let's say, we've got two different things. We're dealing with buyers and we're dealing with sellers. So let's say we're dealing with home buyers. Why should I use you in lieu of all other options? Start writing those things down. And that's the crap that we say. You know what works better? Well, I can get you access to unlisted and pre-market homes before they hit the open market. Once I know your desired area, price range, neighborhood, certain amenities you want in your next home, it's probably one of those desirable type homes that a lot of people want. The vast majority of those never even make it to the open market. I have a proprietary marketing approach where once you tell me what you're looking for, I can go out and find those properties before anyone else knows they're for sale. Not only do you get better homes that match your criteria, you will never be in a multiple offer situation because you're the only buyer that knows it's available. I can get you a better deal on a home that matches exactly what you're looking for. Is that something you'd be open to? The hell are you talking about? You answer your phone all the time. Customer service is important. I'll negotiate on what? You're going to negotiate on the one that has 17 offers? You're going to do a good job negotiating? This is how. Now, you know what happens? A lot of agents, wait a minute, that's a pocket listing. You can't have a pocket. How about if we fix your business? How about if you stop trying to find problems with what you're offering to the public? And because, by the way, if you sell a for sale by owner, that's not a pocket listing. You're allowed to sell a for sale by owner. Now we're negotiating commissions on both sides because you're negotiating with whomever you're representing here. You've always been able to do this. And if I send out a proprietary mailer, as an example, to a neighborhood and 3 sellers reply to me, those sellers are for sale by owner. They are not represented, including not being represented by me. I'm selling it to my buyer. That's a far better offer. Well, what are we going to do for sellers? Oh, I really care about your business and I'm always available and I'll talk to you all the time and I'll let you know of market updates and I'll negotiate the contract in your best interest. What are you talking about? Do you see why they don't want that? How about this? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I use what's called a target marketing approach, where we can use mailing list brokers, marketing list brokers to acquire lists so we can market directly to the most opportune buyer for your property. As an example, you've got a fenced yard here. Someone that has children or pets, they'll pay a premium for that if we can market to that and feature that amenity. I noticed you've got a wine cellar right here. We can market to those that subscribe to Wine Connoisseur magazine, that go to local wine tastings, that are otherwise collectors of wine, or that is an affinity for them. We can market directly to them because that's going to be a big selling point for them. I noticed you've got a first floor primary bedroom, master bedroom. You're not going to make me woke. It's a master bedroom. I have a first floor master bedroom and all of the other bedrooms are upstairs. Well, guess what? That's going to an older couple. That's not going to a younger couple, because if they're still in childbearing years, they're going to want to be on the same level. Does that make sense? So now we're marketing to the most opportune buyer. Oh, your home is 500,000. Well, we're going to need to market your home to those that have an annual household income of $150,000 to $200,000. That's the most opportune buyer. I can get a list. I can market directly to them. Can you see how that's a big, big difference compared to someone that says we're a fast-growing company, we're well known for relocation, we have a Sunday morning TV show, we got a magazine ad that we run, we get 78 billion clicks on our website, all the crap that means nothing to homeowners. If you want to stop failing as an agent, stop failing with the offers you're putting out there. Nobody wants that. Nobody has an interest in that at all. So I want you to start thinking about, how do I improve my offer to the public? Because if I can give them what they want, if I can stop saying the same thing every agent, because by the way, when you do these things, when you get them access to unlisted homes, when you do target marketing for sellers, so it goes to the most opportune buyer and can potentially sell at a premium, all of those things that you do, you're still going to care about their business, negotiate in their best interest, always represent them, keep them out of a lawsuit, all of the things that everyone else says. You're not giving that away. You still do it. It's still important, but it's what everyone does. That's why you have them. But we have an offer that they're interested in. You want to stop failing as an agent? Stop failing as a salesperson. Stop failing as a marketer. Stop putting shit out there that nobody wants. If you walk into a singles club and there's 300 people in there of the opposite sex that spent 2.5 hours getting ready to attract a mate, if they're not interested in you, don't you dare walk out of there and talk about those leads are no good. You suck. They're not interested in what you offer. They spent 3 hours. How does this look? I don't know. Does this make me look fat? Does this look good with it? Should I wear these shoes? I don't know. They're doing everything they can. They want it so bad. They just don't want what you offer. Maybe we should go home and brush your teeth. Maybe we should get some shoes that don't have the holes in them and worn out, and the jeans that you shouldn't be wearing right now, and that shirt, you look ridiculous. Maybe we ought to cut your hair. Maybe we ought to make this offer look a little better to the public, because here's 300 motivated people that don't want to work with you. If you generated 150 leads of, here's the only thing we know about those leads. They're shopping for homes online. They're calling agents. They're leaving their personal information for agents to call them back. They're complaining that agents never call them back. And when you get a hold of them, you think they're not motivated. Why? Because they said they didn't want to move for 2 years? That's what they're supposed to say. That's what the seller says when you meet with them. Well, if we don't get our price, we don't have to move. We could stay here for 2 years. And you see it come up the next week with another agent. Your offer sucks. You have to fix this. If you fix this, this is the number one thing that I do for all of the agents that I work with nationwide. We fix their offer. All of a sudden they become attractive. This is the, making the swan, right? Cleaning them up a little bit and putting them out. Oh my gosh, look, he was burly and his hair was growing everywhere. And we cleaned him up. We got his nails filed. And we did everything we should do. So he looks nice in public. That's what your business needs to do. Your real estate practice needs to be repackaged so that it's more appealing to the public. You don't need another lead system. You don't need another CRM. You don't need to have the new, latest, greatest glow-in-the-dark signs that attract more business and have a QR code that links over to pixel all of the shit for retard. What are you talking about? So you can get more leads to say you will represent them? I can't imagine if I called a car salesman today because I'm looking for a car and he says, do you have anybody to represent you? Dude, what are you talking about? Represent me on what? And for what? That sounds expensive. Now, if he says, I can get you access to cars before they go on the internet, before they even hit our lot here, I can get you priority access. We can go directly down to the wholesale auction and you can use my number. Now, I'll meet that dude at 11 o'clock at night. I'll meet him in a Target parking lot. I'll sign whatever he needs. I'll do whatever I have to because tomorrow morning we're going to get access and I can get a deal and I don't have to compete with other buyers. That's what I'm looking for. If I'm a financial advisor, if I'm a CPA, oh, I really care about your business. Customers, I always answer the phone when you call. I'll negotiate in your best interest. What are you talking about? How about if you have an offer that actually attracts me? Because I expect you to do all that stuff anyway. How about if you do something else for me? That is what's going to get them attracted to you. So if you do this the right way, and I want you to think about this on your buyer offer, what are you utilizing? And then on your seller offer, what are you utilizing? And does it sound different, better, superior to anybody else that's out there, any other agent that's out there right now? This is how you fix your finances. This is how you get rid of the money trouble. You see what happens is when agents don't have a lot of money, all of a sudden they start thinking they have a problem with expenses. Dumbest thing you can ever do, right? Oh, I'm going to go to another brokerage because the split's better. The hell? So you're not making anything at all and they're going to take this much. How about if we go somewhere the split doesn't matter at all because we fixed our income? I don't know if you know this or not, but if people keep taking food away from you, if you need a lot more food and you don't have enough food, you will freaking eat worms. I'm telling you, I've seen it on TV. They'll eat worms because they're starving to death. They'll eat live bugs because they're starving to death. You know why? They have no other choice. If you start cutting your expenses, it's because there's not enough coming in of what you really need. So you're trying to save the little bit you're hoarding the money that you do have. You're trying to cut expenses. Are you kidding me? You sell one house, you get 10 grand and you want to try and save 50 bucks? You want to try and save $500? How about if we fix the income issue? So what happens is this is what's called insidious. If you know what the word insidious means, it's the most insidious thing you can do. It's a slow erosion that happens so slowly nobody recognizes it's happening. Okay, it's like what do they say? You gotta, if you're going to cook the frogs in water, you have to start with cold water because as it heats up, they never even realize that they're being cooked alive. That's the real estate business. And what happens is this slow, insidious erosion of your money, your systems, your goals, your dreams. Then how I owe a little bit more on my credit card. Oh, I can't pay the IRS this month. Oh, this unexpected medical bill came up. And this slow erosion, this insidious dropping of our goals continuously happens. And then what happens is you look up, you've been nose to the grindstone, you look up, 10 years in the business, financials still suck. 15 years in the business, still not in a good position. 20 years in the business, which means you're getting older and you don't have a good retirement. You might even be less than $0. And then you start to realize, I think I'm going to be a 105-year-old realtor. And there's an awful lot of agents that are that way. They're literally only as good as their next deal. So if one transaction falls apart, now that insidious erosion, they're that much further behind because they depended on that money. They're literally living check to check, and they don't know when the next check is coming. It would be like you living meal to meal, and you don't know when the next meal is coming. And if someone says, I'm sorry, we're not going to feed you tonight, you're willing to eat bugs. If that goes on for enough nights in a row, you're willing to eat bugs. You're willing to settle for less than you customarily would because you're in survival mode. So many of you know this big 3-part series that I'm putting together for real estate. It's free, by the way, but I'm putting together a 3-part series where for 3 evenings in a row, right in my living room, I'm going to be sitting there and talking about the finances, the budgets, the retirement accounts, the how money works. It's the one thing real estate agents have never been taught. It truly is the missing link for so many agents, that we're never really taught how the financials of the business work, how advertising turns to profit, how we can multiply those assets. So if I had $500 to use towards advertising, how do I, first of all, guarantee that I don't lose that 500? Because that's that whole scarcity mentality. I got to hold on to it. But how do I guarantee that I can multiply that money, whether it's $50 or $500 or $5,000? How do I guarantee I can multiply it? Because agents are able to bootstrap their business. There's a boatload of agents that get into this industry and they're broke, and they're able to take off and do very, very well. Because broke would imply that you need fixing. I hope you know that. If you're broke, do me a favor, get it fixed. Like, know that statement that you're broke, that is actually what is wrong with you. There's something. Your actions, your thought process, usually your thought process dictates your actions. There's a reason you're broke. How long is your car going to be broke? Till you get it fixed. How long is your finances going to be broke until you get it fixed? So I've got that 3-part series coming up. It's going to be an evening series, 3 days in a row. When are we doing that? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The bad part about this, there's always bad news to everything. There's always a catch. It's totally free, but it's live, and Zoom limits us to 5,000 attendees. But that 3-part series is designed so you know how money works, so you know how to fix your offer, so you have something that's more desirable for the public. So if you just want a few more buyers and sellers coming in for you, it's a heck of a lot easier, and they're attracted to what you have. It's like the pretty girl or the pretty guy, or I guess handsome guy, that walks into the bar. They don't have a problem getting somebody to buy them a drink. Now, what you do with that, and first of all, was that the quality of person you wanted to get? Was that a good lead, or was that a junk lead? Because it's real easy to get junk leads. How do I go about this the right way to attract the right type of clients? How do I become more attractive, but attract the right type? If you just want clients, like, it's real easy. If you want 1,000 leads today for free, not today, probably 100 leads today, just run an ad that says, I can help you with buying a home even if you have bad credit and no money. Well, yeah, you'll get a lot of leads, but they suck. You know what's wrong with them? They have no credit and they have no money. And of course, they're going to chase you because nobody else will work with them. It's like the guy that's willing to date you because he can't get anybody else to date him. It is the lowest of levels, and you feel good because he treats you really, really well, and he puts you on a pedestal, and you feel like you're the one in control. You are demolishing your life if you date that person, guy or girl. You are demolishing your future. It makes you feel good because they're worshiping you. If you have a client, a buyer that's worshiping you, it's because they're not that qualified to begin with. You need one that's kind of hard to get. You need one that's highly qualified, highly motivated, that any realtor in town would work with. That's what you're looking for. As I go through that 3-part series, that's coming up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, by the way, 18, 19, 20. If it's something you're interested in, just let me know in the comments here. It is the first 5,000, not only that register, but that show up that day. So I'm going to kind of warn everybody to get on 15 minutes early. I'm doing it in the evening. It's an after work deal. I'm literally going to be in my living room, and my staff says I should have a drink with you. So I really don't drink that much. If I do, it's vodka cranberry. That's all I knew from the time I was 21, because I don't drink that much, but maybe we'll have a drink together. But if you are interested, just say so in the chat. Just say 3-part series in the chat here if it is something you're interested in. And, you know, I'm recommending for the agents that have been following me for a while, not only should you go through this yourself, you should share that with other agents because it is the missing link that we've all had our entire lives. If you went through real estate college, you joined this brokerage, that brokerage, you moved over here, you opened your own brokerage, you closed it up and went to another brokerage. Nobody ever taught you the finances, the budget, the retirement accounts, the how long you want to do this. How do you phase yourself out of this? What do? You just stop selling one day? What does the phase out, transitional phase look like for you? If you don't have that, you're not going to do well. But this is coming up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's September 18, 19, 20. I'm doing it at 7 o'clock at night Eastern time. It's going to go for like 2 hours a day. 2 hours a night, I should say. 7 o'clock Eastern, which is 4 o'clock out in California. 7 o'clock here on the East Coast, Florida, Ohio, New York. And that's coming up soon. I'll give you, if you are interested in it, I'll give you the domain name and you can go there. The domain name is truly, it's the missing link for real estate agents. So I want you to go there, missinglinkforagents.com. And you know what I would challenge you to do? Read those little check marks that you see on there, the bullet points of what I'm going to cover. You've never been taught this in real estate. It's how I've created so many multi-millionaire real estate agents. So go there right now, and I want you to look at those check marks of the topics that I'll be covering. I'm covering a lot more than that. I want to give you some stories. I want to give you some success stories. I want to give you some failure stories. So if you go there, missinglinkforagents.com. If you go there, you'll see those details and you can register. Now, keep in mind, registering will get you the link immediately, but I want you to get on there early on that evening of the 18th so you can secure that spot because Zoom limits us to 5,000. There's nothing more I can do, and we'll have far more than that trying to get on there because it's never been taught before. I've been literally spending 2 months preparing for this totally free 3-part series that I'm giving to real estate agents because it's what I've learned. It's, 25 years in the business. I've learned an awful lot about where agents make mistakes and where they can do a better job for their offer to the public, which increases their income. So then they can fix their finances. So you should see it. Maybe it's down in the chat here that you can click. Go ahead and click it now if you do see it there. Reserve your spot for this. missinglinkforagents.com. And write that down somewhere too, because I'd recommend you share it with other agents. I mean, it's going to be very, very helpful for those that aren't doing what they should be doing. But, getting back to kind of the moral of what we're talking about here today, how bad does it suck when you tell people you're going to represent them in their mind? Okay. I agree to meet with a financial advisor. Well, the reason you want to work with me, the reason you pay me 1% of all of your assets is because I'm going to represent you and I'll make sure you don't mess up. And I'm going to be safe for you. And I want to make sure that we're prepared. And we know a lot more about the markets than you know. We know a lot more about the economy than you know. And it's not your job to keep up with the feds and the interest rates and the stock market and who's buying what. So if you pay me 1% of your asset, I'm willing to do all of that for you. Yeah, no thanks. I can do that myself. I'll save the 1%. Well, I can get you access to an IPO that nobody else knows is available yet, and I can get you an absolute maximum of X number of those. Is that something you'd be interested in? Hell yes. You can get me access to something I can't get elsewhere. I want to work with you. That's a reason to use you. Now, are you still going to represent me? Are you still going to negotiate for me? Are you still going to answer the phone when I call? Are you still going to do all the other crap the other agents do? Absolutely. Absolutely, you're going to. But this is how you fix your offer. And the fact is, this is the reason agents are broke. Because I got to tell you right now, listen to me. I've been doing this a long time. There's a lot of really good agents that aren't making good money. I mean, they're damn good agents. I would let them represent me. Me personally, I'd be like, you are my agent. You do care. You are available. You will be absolute bulldog to get this deal through. You'll make sure you already know the other agent's going to suck. That's usually the case. So you're going to have to pick up the slack for them. They never call back in time. They never get the addendum in time. I know you will do what you're supposed to do. What the hell is going on with your finances? Why is this the case? Why do you have to justify to yourself? Why do you have to shrink yourself and say, well, I always put my clients first? Don't bullshit yourself. You know how stupid you sound? You put your clients first. You don't think you can put yourself and your clients at the same level? You really think that's honorable? That you starve to death, you go into debt, you face bankruptcy, you're having struggles with your household, with your family, with your spouse because of money, because you put your clients first? You don't think you can put your clients first and actually earn money from that? I think doctors do. I think a brain surgeon for children puts his clients first, but he still makes money too. Stop it. That's making you feel better about the fact that you're failing. It is possible for you to take care of your clients and do a better job than anybody else in town and be legal and moral and ethical and still make some damn money. You're convincing you it's that insidious erosion. And I see it happen over and over and over. We're going to spend some time on this. I got some stories about this. I'm going to kind of go way back and I'm going to tell you some fun stories in this 3-part series. And I think there's a lot of lessons that are going to help you along the way to just kind of look at your business differently, look at what you're putting out to the public differently. But I got to tell you, like, let me be the one to tell you in advance before you waste any money. What I started with, if that's your offer, where you're trying to offer your service or yourself, I care about you. I'll negotiate in your best interest. I'll represent you. I'll make sure you don't mess up on anything. I have access to properties and comps. I'll make sure you don't overpay. I'll make sure you have a home inspection. If that's what you offer, don't you dare buy any marketing and don't buy any leads because nobody wants that shit. If Zillow gives you leads, you will fail. If Realtor.com gives you leads, you will fail. If your broker gives you leads, you will fail. Hell, if I refer somebody to you, you will fail because your offer sucks. Yes, here's a room of single people that are looking. When they see you, they don't want you. It's a problem with you. Don't buy a billboard. Don't buy radio ads. Don't buy those stupid ass shopping carts at the grocery store. Don't buy postcards. Don't get new business cards. That business card doesn't even have your photo on there. It has your photo 10 years ago before COVID. You don't look like that, and you're a whole lot plumper than you used to be. You're lying to yourself. You ain't lying to the public. Do you think they see that and they look at you and they think this is the real one? You got to get it together. This insidious erosion allows you to continue to let this happen in your business. Nobody else will teach you that because they're trying to get money from you. I closed enrollment on my Inner Circle coaching 5 months ago. We have a waiting list of hundreds of agents that want to give me money. I'm good. I'm taking care of the people I got. I'm sorry you can't get in. Every single day, we have agents emailing us, when are you going to open enrollment? I can help people for free. I'm good on this stuff. If this is helping you, yes, there's a higher level. Yes, there's a lot more you can do. Yes, we have proprietary marketing approaches that actually fix those things. But you know what? It doesn't do you any good if you don't fix this part first. If you think what you offer is representing a client and putting your client before yourself and all the crap that makes you feel better about why you're starving to death and why you're making your own family struggle, you should truly be ashamed if you care about a client more than you care about your spouse. You should be humiliated. That's bullshit. It makes you feel better about the fact you're failing on the side you should be winning on, because all parties can win. You don't have to choose one. This is what you've convinced yourself of inside. So what I want you to do is reserve your spot for those 3 days if you do want to take advantage of that. I really think it's going to be helpful for everyone. I've got some great stories that'll help you, but we got to get that mindset fixed and the offer for the public fixed. I had my mentor many years ago. If I say the quote, you'll know who it was from. When I was having some struggles as a real estate agent and wasn't generating enough leads yet, he said, "It's the offer, stupid." That was his coaching call. It's the offer, stupid. Like, nobody wants that. When I figured that out, I became the top agent in town, then the top agent in the state, then one of the top agents in the country. Then they've got me written up in Realtor Mag. I've got a 2-page article in Realtor Mag about all the production I have. You know why? It's the offer, stupid. I know you're a good real estate agent. I know you're good at what you do. I know you care about your clients. I know you're up at all hours of the day and you're always working and you're doing all that stuff, but you don't have enough client. If you fix your offer, you never have a problem getting a date. The dates are easy. You just turn away dates because you want the higher quality dates. You don't go with the low quality dates anymore. If you're going to date someone, they have to be worth it. They have to be good for your future. Well, the same is true with your buyers and sellers. The same is true with the quality of clients that you pick up. So I want you to really kind of think through what you're putting out to the public. Can you fix that? Because that's how you avoid failure as a real estate agent. That's how you guarantee yourself that you can win. And this is what I do with agents all the time. All the time, this is what we're covering. So again, if you do want some details on that 3-part series, it's totally free, no obligation, anything like that. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it because the camera is far away and I'm sitting at the couch and I've got all my guidelines I want to go. I'm going to try and use the dry erase board as well because there's a lot of stuff I want to kind of break down for you in this 3-part series. Because once you know how money works, outgo, income, splitting that up, reinvesting money into your real estate business with marketing or advertising or some kind of promotion of the offer that you have, but also having money for paying off all your debts, getting that to zero, and then ultimately building a real net worth for yourself so you can retire. What a difference that creates for you. So you can grab your spot for that, missinglinkforagents.com. I can see a whole bunch of you are registering here now. So this is going to be big. You'll hear me talking about this is literally the first time I've mentioned it. So you're able to get a spot right now. But I am going to be publishing it to my list. I've got 120 some thousand realtors that are on our email account here that have opted in with me, 77,000 on Facebook, that type of thing. You'll hear me putting some of this out there. And only 5,000 agents are going to be able to watch it. That's all they have for live broadcasts. So I want you to be on there, and I think you'll find it helpful. Again, it's going to be September 18, 19, 20, which is next. If you're watching this live, it's next week. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know it'll be helpful for you. And more importantly, you'll have a better offer so that you are more attractive to the public. They want you for what you offer, not for who you are. Branding yourself, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. If I mail to them 7 times, they'll know who I am. Well, shit, your family knows you and they don't use you. Just because they know you doesn't mean they'll use you. Just because you think you're famous, oh, I mail to them every single week. That whole neighborhood, I mail to them weekly. They're not using you 20% of the time. Your offer sucks. If we fix that, we win. So as my mentor said, it's the offer, stupid. You could have 5 more billboards. It doesn't work. You could have the magazine ad. You could generate 500 more leads. You could sign up for another service. What are you doing? Calling them to ask them if they have someone to represent them? You don't need to make more of those calls. The answer is no, thank you. Can you imagine a financial advisor that's buying leads to call and say, do you have someone to represent you? A car salesman that's calling up leads. Yeah, I see you were on TrueCar. Yeah, I see you were on Kelley Blue Book. I was just wondering, do you have a salesperson to represent you? I can represent your best interest. It sounds stupid. So I want you to really kind of think through the approach you're using and what you're putting out to the public. If we fix that, we'll fix your business, we'll fix your income, we'll fix your retirement, because you're fixing what can, the expenses, the money you're losing. The ground is a hard ground. The sky for income, there's no limit. There's no limit to how high you can go on income. There's a limit to how low you can reduce your expenses just to ground level. And you still got to eat. You still got to have a cell phone. You're still going to have to pay bills. So I would go towards the sky rather than towards the ground. I think you guys will agree with that. So anyway, I appreciate you watching here. I want to get you on if you can get a spot and time there for the 3-part series. I've never done one before, but it's really going to be good. I put a lot of time into planning on this, and you'll hear some fun stories too. So check it out, missinglinkforagents.com. That's FOR, missinglinkforagents.com. Hopefully this has been of service to you. You're going to improve your offer. You put something out there that has something of benefit to the client, what they see as benefit, not what you see as benefit. I think you'll see a tremendous difference. I'm Greg Luther. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye for now.